Hey everyone, back with a brand new video, and today I want to talk about the tremendous, awesome angle from Raw this past week. The Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor, kicking him out of the group. I think this was one of the best pure heat angles we've seen in a long time in WWE. Um, I was really just impressed at how it flowed, the beat down, the kind of different dynamics within the beat down, playing off of stories, and really just a steady progression. You can really say since last year's WrestleMania, in a sense. If you go back to WrestleMania 41, um, Finn Balor, Finn Balor. What was it? It was a four-way match for the IC belt. It was Penta, Braun Breaker, Balor, and Dominique. Dominic Mysterio, and Dominique ended up winning the match. By frog splashing Balor, who I think had the I watched the match a few months ago, but he basically stole the pin from Finn. That's how the match ended. And did he didn't end up pinning Finn. He stole the pin, I believe, from someone else. Anyway, but long story short, that's when the kind of crack started forming with them. And then over the last year, it's been, gradual, like a slow burn, but it really accelerated when after Balor was responsible for Finn losing the Intercontinental Championship to Penta a couple of weeks ago on Raw. And Balor has been building to be a babyface for a while. It's been coming, especially with this feud with CM Punk, where we've seen the babyface tendencies reemerge in Balor. But just getting back to this segment, it was so great. And what I really enjoyed about it was that it was the first time. Well, a couple of things I enjoyed about it, but overall, it was the first time where Dominic has really felt like a major top of the line heel in WWE. He always gets booed, and I think it's just more of the fan, reaction. They're booing him, kind of like Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero was booed, got more heat than anyone, but was she really an effective heel that people may have paid to see or really wanted to see her get her just desserts? Can't say that was the case, but the boos felt different in this segment because the fans are so conditioned to cheering, happenings. So when a major turn happens, whether it's heel or babyface, or when a star, someone returns that's been gone for a while. WWE is really about these viral moments, but this moment felt very old school and very just like basic, good, traditional babyface heel pro wrestling, and I loved it. I mean, Dominic, just even his demeanor, he was not really the smug, you know almost kiddie version that we see. He was really leading this train, and he really came across. He now is the undisputed leader of the Judgment Day, but he just really came across as a top level heel. um I really like that. Raquel Rodriguez, she was a very underrated part of this because her facials told an incredible story. When Finn, told Dominic he was acting like a prick, her jaw dropped open, and even the more so when JD McDonough ended up clotheslining Finn. And her reaction, just her kind of being frozen and shocked, kind of processing what's going on, then kind of getting back on page with the beatdown, that was definitely underrated. A very key aspect of what got that angle over to me. Liv was great in it as just being she's always the instigator. She's always going to do whatever Mysterio wants, and just even her, even kicking the refs away from trying to interfere and help out, and then just the whole team beat down. And I thought the the beatdown was really good because the women were involved in it. It just wasn't the guys beating him down. All four of them were giving Finn the boot, the frog splash, the 619 with the hammer and the frog splash. Just tremendous piece of work. Balor was great in the segment, and even and someone pointed out on the social media, I saw that usually in any beatdown segment, especially when something like that frog splash, they had a chair over him. I believe they had a chair over him, I think, or they held him down, and the frog splash, and usually the wrestler would just lay there, take it, but Finn was actually struggling to get out en route to the frog splash. He was actually struggling until the frog splash happened, and even just little touches like that really just made it so much better. And then of course JD McDonough, there's a great story in that because they've been linked together pretty much their entire careers, and Balor is the one that brought him into the Judgment Day. These guys go back to their time in Ireland about starting out in the business about 20 years ago, roughly. These guys have been friends and for forever, and even him in the camera angle too, when he was about to go for the I think his kind of the drop kick he does in the corner on Dominic, the camera cut, which WWE is great at those camera cuts, but the way the camera cut is that you didn't see him coming, and then you saw McDonough come out, and that was again another great touch, because now in addition to him getting revenge on the Ultimate is Dominic, but now you have JD McDonough, and there's some great storytelling you can do in that. To really be honest, that could be a PLE match in and of itself. Him and JD with all their history and backstory, they'll probably do that on a Raw, probably leading up to Mania, but you could get some mileage out of that as a kind of mini program. But I definitely I feel that the direction is definitely Finn and Dominic for Mania. And it's funny because this, based on that angle alone, my interest for this match is probably the highest of any of the major matches at Mania. I'm actually more interested in this match than I am for Punk and Roman. I would say Cody Orton I'm kind of interested in, depending on how they build it up. But as of today, Dominic and Balor is the match I'm most looking forward to, and I don't think I would have said that even a week ago. So kudos to everyone in that segment. They did their thing, and Balor, I definitely feel he'll be coming back as the Demon. We're going to be seeing that Demon gimmick, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think Balor's time for him to be a babyface. His ring style is better suited as a babyface anyway, and the Punk program really showed that he definitely has some more legs, more life as a babyface. So I think it's a good time. He's been a heel in Judgment Day for going on, I think, close to 3 years now. So I think it's time for a change, and very logical progression in this storyline. This is not something that just came out of the blue, but it was clearly building. Now we've hit the crescendo, and now we're going into the second act of it. So I definitely just want to congratulate all members, everyone involved in that angle. Balor, Dominic, JD, Raquel, Liv, they all did their part, played their role to perfection in making that one of the most memorable segments I've seen on Raw in a long, long time. So again, great angle. Looking forward to seeing what comes next. And I believe that is it. And hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I am going to be doing more of these kind of just more topical wrestling videos more often. Just want to kind of get to just doing some different things just to cover some different aspects of wrestling. But again, hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again after a while.